The man wandered from place to place, trying to convince anyone he could about what was to come. But time after time people scoffed, laughed off and mocked him for what they assumed were just crazy ramblings. Until one day the man couldn't take this mockery any more, and he lashed out and killed the person he was trying to convince. But he had no time to realise what he'd done, for he had taken so long to try and convince anyone that the day of reckoning had come again. The sky opened, the creature came down, and once again it swept away all life other than the man. And as the man screamed, demanding an answer for why he was put through so much suffering and pain, all the creature did was laugh. From that day forward, he had given up on trying to save anyone. He would instead inflict the same pain on others that he felt, travelling from universe to universe. He became a man of hatred, a man of suffering, a man of sorrows. Hello and welcome back. And today we're looking at the final part of our Mass Effect-a-thon with Mass Effect 3, and seeing for ourselves whether the game's controversy was just misunderstanding, or whether this game legitimately dropped the ball. The game starts off on Earth, where once again you play as Commander Shepard, and once again you can download your previous save from the last game into this one. Shepard meets up with his old friend Admiral Anderson, as well as the one crewmate who survived in the first game. But all of that is interrupted when the Reapers attack. Gee, they sure took their time. Shepard manages to escape on the Normandy 2, but Anderson decides to stay behind and fight off the Reapers on Earth. Shepard plans to head back to the Citadel, but along the way he receives a distress beacon from his old friend Liara, who is advising an excavation of a Prothean rune on Mars before being attacked by Cerberus. Shepard arrives and teams up with Liara, and together they find within the Prothean ruins blueprints to a weapon called the Crucible that could potentially destroy the Reapers. However, the elusive man wants to steal this information so he can use the Crucible to control the Reapers and use them to conquer the galaxy! You retrieve the information from Cerberus' sexy infiltration robot, because of course they have one of those, and finally head off to the Citadel. Commander Shepard arrives at the Citadel and informs the Council of the state of Earth and the blueprints of the Crucible. So they decide to send Shepard off to unify the galaxy's forces into a single army, use their combined resources to build the Crucible, and use this combined power to retake the Earth and destroy the Reapers once and for all. From this point on, Shepard and crew spend most of their time travelling around the galaxy, building alliances, collecting resources and meeting up with old friends along the way. With the Crucible almost complete and the army building up its strength, there is just one key component missing, a part of the Crucible called the Catalyst. But before Shepard could figure out what the Catalyst is or where it is, Cerberus attacks the Citadel and tries to assassinate the Council, led by what I can only describe as a rejected Rising Revengeance character. You save most of the Council and reveal that the human member of the Council was secretly helping Cerberus the whole time. And after that slight diversion, you head off to the Asari homeworld, try and find a Prothean hologram that might have information about the Catalyst. After making your way through the worn-torn, Reaper-infested streets, you find the hologram, but before you can get the information you'll need, that Cerberus cyborg ninja shows up, kicks your ass and steals the hologram. After tracking down the elusive man and his cyborg friend to a space station, you attack and infiltrate the space station, only to find that the elusive man has legged it, and find out from the hologram that the Citadel is the Catalyst. Oh, and also find out the elusive man has forwarded this information onto the Reapers. You'll have a final fight against Sunglasses Space Ninja, and find out from Admiral Anderson that the Reapers have abducted the Citadel and taken it to Earth. And now the only way to get inside it is through a teleportation pad in the centre of London that the Reapers have built. So the combined fleet finally launches their assault on Earth, And this is probably the most epic final battle ever. There's a giant space battle, and then you travel to the city below and blow up a Reaper space cannon. And then you have a brief conversation with all your previous party members. And then you head off through this long grueling battle against the enemy forces. And then you use a missile to take down another Reaper before making a final suicide charge on the teleporter while the rest of your team is evacuated. Shepard manages to get inside the Citadel and meet up with Anderson, who has somehow gotten to the control panel first, despite Shepard being the first one to enter the Citadel. But before he can use the control panel to open up the Citadel and connect it to the Crucible, the Elusive Man shows up, managing to get aboard the ship somehow, now clearly completely under the Reaper's control. Oh, how the turntables have turned. Anyway, the Elusive Man shoots Anderson. Shepard gets rid of the Elusive Man in whatever method you choose, and finally opens up the Citadel and has it connected to the Crucible. And this is where the story goes over the edge and through the woods to Grandmama's house we go. Nothing seems to happen at first, but after Shepard gets lifted up by a floating platform and taken to a part of the Citadel he's never seen before, he is confronted by this glowing holographic Star Child motherfucker who tells him that it is the catalyst, that it has been the guiding consciousness behind the Reapers the entire time, that the Reapers' true goal was to harvest the DNA from all sentient life so that it can be saved from the eventual artificial intelligences they create, and that apparently to stop this cycle you have an option of 3 predetermined choices in 3 different colours. You can choose the red ending where Shepard dies but his consciousness descends and takes control of the Reapers. You can choose the blue ending where Shepard dies but the Reapers are destroyed as well as all other AIs in the galaxy. Or choose the green ending where Shepard dies and all artificial and organic life are converted into a synthetic organic glowing green hybrids, and they all live together in peace and harmony and prancing space lambs. There's also technically a 4th ending where Shepard says no, shoots at the catalyst kills him and the Reapers win. Later versions of the game include a slideshow and a few cutscenes for whatever ending you've picked, but in my eyes that's not nearly enough to make up for this absolute clusterfuck of a finale. The gameplay is an overall improvement over Mass Effect 2, with the controls and movement being a lot better this time, as well as having increased customization options for you and your crew. They've also added a carry weight system, but unlike say Skyrim, where being over your encumbered slows down your character and makes it harder to move, here your movement's intact, but your abilities take longer to recharge. The side quests are still great, as many of them involve teaming up with former squad mates. And the world scanning has been altered too, so now you have to be careful how often you scan without drawing the attention of the Reapers. The graphics are a noticeable improvement over its 2 predecessors. In fact, even without the HD remaster, the graphics still hold up pretty well to this day, which is more than I can say for a certain other Mass Effect game that we dare not talk about. And the music's still great too, but I have no additional witty remark this time, sorry. Mass Effect 3 is a really good game that trips and falls right at the finish line. The gameplay, the graphics, the soundtrack, the story, the character interactions, it's all good, but that ending just seems to undermine it all. by just plonking you down in the front of a literal exposition machine and telling you to pick a predetermined ending. While a lot has been said about the ending of this game, I could pretty much sum up all those responses with these 3 clips.
Unacceptable!
Disappointed!
What were they thinking?
But here's the thing, despite all its downsides, I generally enjoyed this game. In fact, I could pretty much say the same about the trilogy as a whole. Well, that's all from me. See you next time.